Virgo. This is your reading for April 2020. You can see that we have marched into this year with, I don't know how to even explain it, bizarre energies. I have said that the 20 decades would be profound. You could feel it coming. So anyhow, we won't sit too long on how things are at the moment, because clearly it's a fast moving change that's around the planet. So it will be a fast moving evolution into the next steps as well. And the next steps are recovery after the virus. So you can see 4 decks of cards in front of you. I'm not sure which ones we will be using yet, but I put 4 of them there. Now I've been doing some intuitive work for you before we start the reading, and this is what came out for you. The first word was responsibility. And I said, actually, you guys of all of the astrological signs are very good at responsibility. Also, nurture. It feels as though you are holding someone close to support them. So some of you may be taking on the role of the caregiver, the caretaker, the nurturer. It could be that you are healing someone or helping someone through a physical thing, such as a virus or an illness. It could be a different illness. Or that you are a support mechanism for them, whether they are suffering from an emotional trauma or a physical one or a spiritual one, but there's nurture around you, and it feels to me like you are helping someone else grow or expand or re-establish their energy fields one way or another. You may be sprouting an idea or concept or going through a growth cycle yourself as well. And this may bring empowerment, fulfillment and reliability to you in this case. And now this may be related to this nurturing that you might be doing of someone else. And this is the positives that it brings to you: empowerment, fulfillment and reliability. I'm also getting this message over and over about plants, literally. So planting a new seed, being in gardens, planting a garden. Is this for you to grow, or is this more like a flower garden? I'm not sure. There's also a degree of fertility with that, and like if you're planting a garden to grow, there is fertility within your garden. It will grow and bloom and flourish at some point. Some of you need to ground yourselves as well, like anchor back down into Earth's grounded energy. If you're feeling distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated or impatient, those are signs of being ungrounded. And that means you need to do base chakra work. And then the saying came up that said, dig deep. We keep going back to the garden thing and being outdoors and digging something, and I don't know what it is. It seems very practical, it seems grounded, and it seems involves plants or being outdoors or being with nature. This digging deep, also at the metaphysical, produces new growth and supports and blooms you. I also see the family tree may be very significant for some of you at this time. So something about your family and the family tree that is part of it. Now that could mean the extended family. It could mean you are learning about the family tree, or you are reconnecting with your family, or there's something going on in the dynamics of it. I also got red roses may play a role in your month in April, and the name Rose or Rosa, and also the name, and I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I got this spelling, Lubjec. It sort of sounds a bit like a Croatian name or a Serbian or Russian, Lubjec. Anyhow, those were the messages that came for you guys. So quite an interesting bunch that turned up. Let's get into the cards and see what is in store for Virgo for April. Ooh. Well, they hurried on out. I think I'll put them all back in because that's a little bit too many to be dealing with. I think we all know that as March evolves quite quickly, and I am doing this reading on the 23rd of March, things are changing really quickly globally, and a lot of countries are moving into sort of a, you can call it a lockdown. That gives us great hope of, focus on the positives and the light and the hope. What did I say earlier for you guys that I'd written down? It feels as if you're holding someone close to support them, and you may be sprouting an idea or concept or going through a growth cycle. This card here is the Star card. It's a really massive major arcana card, and in the background, in the light there's this like little figure. Now sometimes I consider that to be a passed over person in the spirit world. So for some of you, there's something in here about loved ones or people who have passed over. You're either thinking of them or connecting with them or spending time and energy. Maybe this is where this family tree comes from. Maybe you're learning more about someone in your family or the history of your family or what happened to them. I know as we move into April, we come into this year, because Easter is in April, we do feel a much higher connection to the spiritual realm through the Christed white light energies that surround the planet and the portals that open. So ascended masters, angelic vibrational beings and essences like that are much more prevalent. So we open doors or portals into the spiritual world, and when that happens we can connect at a much higher level for feeling vibrations and energies, thinking of the people that we loved who might not be here anymore, and experiencing certain situations around them like synchronistic events or messages from them, or feeling or hearing increased vibrational activity in your home, such as electrical anomalies, doors opening or shutting from the spirit world. This little guy in here sometimes makes me think of E.T., like E.T. phone home. So some of you are getting a message from someone or something, and it's a spiritual message, and someone's trying to make contact with some of you. And it could be something like a parent or a parent figure or a grandparent. They're around you, and I think they're supporting you right now if you're going through any times of turbulence or trauma or something along those lines. The Star card is hope, and so it brings light and abundance to many situations around you if there is fear or worry or anxiety or shortage or something. It also talks about bringing balance into situations around you and balancing out things in your life to make sure that everything gets a degree of something. This is for Virgo. I'm tuning into a beautiful piece of meditational music of all things, and I picked it for you guys before I started the reading, and it's angelic healing sleep music, and it's very, very beautiful. And then it says miracle tones to boost the immune system as well. So I'm not sure why I picked that one, but the depiction of the video is a beautiful angelic looking being asleep in a celestial place. It's very gentle and moving and soft, and it feels as though there is this energy around, this soft angelic presence around you guys for some reason. There's your fertility. We've talked about that a lot. We talked about holding something in your hands and really she is, and then there's this feeling of this growth of this looks like an egg here, and the whole energy is captivated in a light field that is creative ideas and nurture. Oh wow, there's a tree in the background, and I talked about the family tree as well. So these messages are really coming back deeply, very quickly for you. So there's a great deal of connection going on for some of you who are tuning into this. Some of you may be connecting at the heart level to loved ones who may have passed over from a heart or lung type related or breast cancer, this part of the body, thoracic area. They may be wanting to make connection with you. For some of you it's a woman, but others I can definitely feel a man. And this person here may also be involved in your family tree one way or another. There may be some healing coming for the family or for someone like your family members. But there's also fertility, conception, ideas, creativity is abundance when these two come out. So those were the first two cards, and they are major arcanas. So what next for Virgo? They're both positive, they're both powerful, they both have a lot of light. Recognition and reward, this is in terms of finances and especially in job. It can be for people finishing diplomas or degrees and getting capped at university or receiving some type of award or recognition. It can also be working in groups of 3. And so there's 2 3s for you. So 3 could be relevant as in terms of a number. And there you have prosperity begins, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So another positive card, and we see the hands. Oh my God. And there's the tree again, and there's the garden and the digging deep. I said you dig deep in plants and planting a new seed. Wow. Gardens, reliability for you, fertility. Some of you need to ground yourselves literally. You may be sprouting an idea or concept or be in a growth cycle. This may bring empowerment and fulfillment. I can't believe how, wow, this is a bit weird. Everything I've said is just coming out. Like, how many trees have we now got? And hands being held and seeds coming up and creativity and fertility. This is the concept of ideas, definitely, and sometimes new perspectives around finances or how you earn them or how you spend them, or possibly in a job. Now, I know for most of the world at the moment, jobs are being put on hold or are becoming difficult to work with, but for some of you, there's a positivity around your field of career, or maybe it's coming, or maybe there is a current amplification of something you're doing. And I suppose especially for those who work in the health sectors or the sectors that are delivering goods around the world, then technically your jobs are still there for you and could be quite productive. So whether or not that applies to any of you, but wow, what a reading with the messages I had in the beginning. They're just like, oh yeah, listen up, baby. Gardens, planting, trees, hands being held. I don't know if I said the hands in the beginning, but it felt to me as though you were sprouting an idea or concept through perhaps the energy of your hands. Now, for some of you, this could be energy work that you are doing or receiving, or you are downloading new information coming through to you at the spiritual level. This is the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, this could be a very profound time of deep growth and connection and understanding and awareness, acknowledgement of your spiritual path or what you are doing in life or where you are going. There is also, this is 2 aces you have now. So 2 aces in a reading. More plants, more trees, being outdoors, being grounded. Maybe there are new areas in your life where love is enhanced or begins. This could be self-love. This could be romantic love. It could be love of the family again. It could be reigniting or healing past traumatic events within relationships, within family dynamics, or within past relationships you've had one way or another. There's so much in here to me about hands-on healing or healing. Some of you may receive energy healing, or you may bloom into it. Or if you are a healer of sorts, you may expand and this may grow and become exponentially more profound. Makes sense. We're still in the love. And the memories of love is always about the family, the children, going back in time and reconnecting with something, with a bond, with a fondness, sometimes catching up with people from the past, whether they be friends or family, going to visit places from the past, and sometimes a reconnection of a past lover or love, and this could be tied into this as well. I still think there's some healing of some sort that comes through here. Perhaps some of you have walked into a new area of awareness about your position or your energy, or a forgiveness realm where you can jump up a notch and move into some sort of forgiveness or balance and harmony. And this is definitely the sign. This is the feeling of karmic relationships, and this is past life issues and karma coming to an end. So it's a very deep card in terms of in the metaphysical or the spiritual. In the physical realm, it talks about bringing balance into everyday situations or legal things. It can be when a divorce takes place, or a business is dissolved, or something that had been formerly existing is divided up, sold off, or separated. Sometimes this can be when court cases go forward and people get, like childcare cases or family court matters. This card can turn up then, like when a divorce is going through and you get custody of the children or not, or when a business is dissolved. Number 11 is the master number, of course, so it's a very powerful number. It's also often resembles a Libran energy, so a Libran person may play a role in this somehow for you in your life. And I notice that if we extrapolate out these two ones, even though it's 11, we now have 1, 1, 1, 1. So 4 ones. And of course that's very much angelic vibration energy coming through. And the whole background music that's playing is angelic healing music and miracle tones to boost the immune system of the body as well. So bringing balance to your physical body in emotions, eating, how you treat your body. So taking time to rest, heal and rejuvenate is also a bit of a background message. Not so much, there's more of this, it seems to go deeper than in the here and now. We're back at the heart again. Oh, and we have another number 3. Lots of 3s. These two definitely are calling on heart energy and emotional or love energy, whereas this one is slightly more material and physical plane. And a lot of success in here, more about emotions here and letting go of things. Definitely ties in a little bit with this card and bringing balance to situations. Now sometimes this can be a message from someone who has passed over from a heart condition as such, which we've talked about. This can also relate to health through the gut health in this area. It can be that 3 people have been involved. There can be 3 people involved with this, usually in a slightly different situation or synopsis. But this can be about knowing there is a time to let go of things and to always apply hope in any situation and allow the light to shine in if there is some feeling of loss or pain around any relationships that you might have. Just one more here for Virgo. The 9 of Swords is feeling a little bit tense and anxious, but you haven't shown too much of that. It's kind of, we did talk about that when we said if you are feeling distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated or impatient, this is when you need to be grounded. And certainly she is sitting on a rock there, but she's way up in the mountains and looking out and up into the sky, whereas you need to come back down and ground yourself and allow the base chakra to be open and flowing to make sure that any fear-based emotions or sadness or loss or situations like that don't take over what potentially has the great makings of something in the background. So I think for April, and this is probably prudent for everyone, it's about focusing on these amazing other aspects or dynamics of life that may be more spiritual or metaphysical than allowing anything that's too much in the present to drag us down. You know, we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep finding solutions. We have to keep nurturing and growing and healing stuff as we move forward. But anyhow, you guys have had a really interesting reading with a lot of special messages that have come through. I will just have a look for you in this deck. Yeah, and this is from heaven, so and that card just shot out exponentially fast. I've had the feeling that there are spirits, I don't know if that's quite the right way to say it, passed over loved ones or souls from the other side, really wanting to connect with quite a lot of people at this time. And it might be to alleviate fears or alleviate worry or let them know that there's support in the afterworld or the spirit dimension. For any of you who have been thinking about someone who's passed or are connected to them, or you're getting messages from them, then yes, it's very accurate. This says your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. So the signs and symbols can be feathers, butterflies, coins, a red rose or a red carnation, which I mentioned earlier, and dragonflies. So some of you are literally receiving these messages or feeling these experiences. You know, feel into them and feel the love and feel the presence, because some of this may be a healing that comes from passed over loved ones. If there were tensions when you've lost someone and something hadn't been settled, this is a great time of healing for many people, and it doesn't just have to be in the here and now, it can be in the other dimensions. One more from here for Virgo. It's beautiful. Forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. So take that message however you need to, and for whatever it may mean to you. Sometimes self-forgiveness is one of the most important things, or the most important energies we can be applying our diligence to as well. But that message may well be coming from a place of the spirit world, from someone that you have had move on or pass over, but it can also be about in the here and now. So quite an extensive message. These cards here are very touching. They are a John Holland deck, so they're quite powerful. We'll look at a Keepers of the Light for you guys to bring in some light as well from the celestial realm. Hope. Oh my goodness. I mean, look how magical has your reading been. Hope. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. And the colours here, the yellow and the gold and the soft pink that are just coming forth. And again, we have hands and they're holding a flower. A little bit like this. There's just so much, something about this healing energy coming in. Some of you may physically feel a vibrational shift or an energy field coming into you. You might experience vibrational frequency changes, even in, as I said earlier, electrical anomalies, lights around you, flickering lights. There is a lot going on for many of you Virgos this month. I just see this as emanations of great vibrational frequency and healing, and some of you may even get it in through the third eye up here, through the higher realms, through the connection to the cosmos, and receive that as downloads or messages or expansions. That is so, so beautiful. You know, 2 cards with the same highlighted word on them. Well, what were the chances of that? What are the opportunities of that? The opportunities are many, many, many. There's something for you guys about holding grace in your hands, holding life in your hands, holding healing, holding forgiveness, holding hope for all of you. And I'm going to stop there because I couldn't imagine a more magnificent finish to any reading than these 2 cards together, pouring forth the most gentle, loving, supportive, nurturing, accepting, golden auric glow than this. There is a great golden glow. So the golden ray energy coming in as well. It's truly, truly beautiful, you guys. You have a beautiful reading for April. So no matter what situation you end up in, because the world is a little bit odd at the moment, but I think as April comes around, we will start to see positivity from some places. We're already seeing China take a little bit of a lift in activity. Remember hope, love, and acceptance. And for some of you, there is just this outpouring of love. And for some of you, it's a spiritual love. And for some, it's from past over. And others, it's the love of in the current and in the here and now. And a beautiful, warm energy of just love. And on that note, much love to you all. Thank you for subbing the channel, for liking the videos, please. And please leave your comments as well. It's always beautiful to read your stories and be part of your life and connection. Much love and hope. Namaste.